After years of research and tons of practice, I've finally figured out a way to cross-stitch without a needle. If you hold the two strands very lightly between your fingers, close your left eye, and curl the toes on your right foot just as the thread touches the surface of the fabric, you can just push it straight through. So if you left your needle at home, you can still work. Obviously, I made that up. You can't cross-stitch without a needle. A lot of the other things that we use for cross-stitching, like scissors, if you leave those at home, you can wait to trim your thread ends. A needle threader would be a little bit harder to work without it, but you can continue to work. Needle minders, hoops, all of those things are nice, but optional. The needle is the one thing that you cannot cross-stitch without, besides the thread and the fabric, obviously. And as it's so essential to the craft, sometimes they get a little bit overlooked. Sometimes we use them longer than we ought to. Hi, I'm Ford, and welcome to Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This week, I'm going to be talking about how to know when it's time to change your needle. Alright, I'm going to jump right in because I know you appreciate it when I don't spend too much time on housekeeping as long as you promise to subscribe to the channel. Now, like I mentioned, a lot of times cross-stitchers use a needle for longer than is wise. And there are a number of reasons that we do that. We might not notice that it's time to get a new needle. We might have developed an emotional attachment to the needle because human beings are weird and will pack bond with anything. Some people don't know that they ought to be switching their needle out occasionally, and they find one that works and they keep using it forever. And some of us are walking that thin line between frugal and cheap. But there are a lot of good reasons that we ought to change out our needles, and there are a few reasons that that might happen. A lot of the reasons have to do with the quality of our work. A worn out needle will cause fraying and discoloration of the floss. It'll cause damage to the fabric. It'll make it harder to actually do your stitches. And it can actually increase pain in your fingertips. On more than one occasion, I've seen people post pictures of their works in progress online and ask how come their floss changed color in the middle. And sometimes it's because the fraying caused by a worn out needle has made the surface of the floss different, and the different reflectivity makes the floss color look different. A couple of times it's actually been because the nickel plating on the surface of the needle has worn off completely, and the needle itself has started to rust and discolor their threads. And they didn't really notice until they got to an area where two different ones met, and then they could see that there was a difference in the color of the floss. So what are some of the signs that you ought to change out your needle? Now, some of them are a little more obvious than others. Like, for instance, if your needle is bent. If I hold the tip of this needle in my fingers and spin it, you can see that there's a rather significant wobble in the head of it there. I bent this needle while trying to bury a thread under the edge of it, but that hasn't happened since I started stitching in the well. If you haven't seen it, this video is about to change your life. Now, the bend is not always quite that severe. If you look at this one here, we've got just a tiny bit of wobble in the head as I spin it around, but that's a sign that the needle is wearing out, and it is going to wear unevenly, so it's going to wear out faster. Because of the way that they're shaped, the eye of the needle, or the space right in front of the eye of the needle, is the spot that gets the most friction, and that tends to be what wears out first. And as that nickel coating on the eye of the needle starts to wear off, it exposes the rougher iron inside, and that will cause fraying on your floss and may actually even cause it to break. So that fraying that you start to see, or frequent breaking of your floss while stitching, can actually be a sign that it's time to get a new needle. But what can you look for before that happens so you don't start having damage to your stitches? Well, take a look at this needle right here that I've used to do about 3,000 stitches. If we compare that to a brand new needle from the same package, you can see that the new needle is shinier. The old needle has kind of a matte surface to it. And if you take your thumbnail and run it along the needle, it should feel just as smooth as ice. It should be super, super slippery. This one here, my finger runs along with absolutely no friction. Here it kind of grates a little bit. It's a little bit sandpapery almost. And all of that friction from that scuffed up surface is translating into your fabric and to your floss with every stitch. So that's a good sign that it's time to replace your needle. Now, if you don't notice that and you keep on stitching past that point, you can actually go all the way through the nickel plating of the needle into the core of the needle, which could be a number of different metals in there. And that's going to really start to cause discoloration in your floss and your fabric, so that's a sure sign that you definitely need to replace it. You might also notice it sounding different. I've attached a microphone to the surface of this fabric so that you can hear a worn out needle versus a new needle. Can you hear how loud the scritching is from that one? That scritching sound is friction. Friction is wearing out the fabric, friction is wearing out the floss. So if you start hearing it being kind of scritchy while you're stitching, that's another sign that you need a new needle. Make sure you don't miss out on all the upcoming Caterpillar cross-stitch news by subscribing to our newsletter, and take advantage of our amazing expansive community by finding us on Facebook and by following our Instagram. There's a ton of amazing resources available there that you might be missing out on. So how do you make sure it doesn't get to that point? Well, you can just replace your needle prophylactically. A lot of stitchers like myself have the mantra, new project, new needle. And for a large project, anything over, say, about 5,000 stitches, I'm going to plan on replacing the needle partway through, because I don't want it to get to the point where it is scratching like that. I want to replace it before it starts to affect the quality of my stitches. So every 30 to 40 hours, depending on things like the tightness of the holes in the fabric, or how many strands you're using, or a lot of those things, including like your own body chemistry, because I know a lot of people, especially people who have nickel allergies, find that the coatings on their needles wear out more quickly than for other people. It's just the acidity of their skin oil or something makes those needles wear out. And I've seen it for myself. Somebody else using the exact same needle as me, and after only a few hundred stitches, it was worn out. Now, if you are one of those people, gold-plated needles might not be a bad idea, whether you're somebody whose skin just eats needle coatings or whether you're somebody who's allergic to nickel. Gold-plated needles are really nice for that. However, gold is even softer than nickel, so while it's not reactive and your body chemistry won't dissolve the coating in the same way, it still rubs off. With each stitch, tiny little microscopic, atomically thin layer of gold or nickel comes off of the needle. So the gold ones can actually wear out a little bit faster compared to a nickel-plated one. So when it comes time to change out your needle, what do you do with the old one? I've seen a lot of different ideas of how to handle that. Personally, I will usually just stick them inside something hard, like a cork, and then throw them away. I know people who keep them in a pill bottle until they have a few of them, and then when they happen to be in a bathroom that has a sharps container, you can dump it in there where it'll be safely disposed. Or I saw a really cool project somebody did they called a needle graveyard, where they had some fabric loaded into a hoop, and every time it was time to replace their needle, they would lay it on the surface of the fabric and do a few cross stitches across the top of it with whatever thread they were using when that needle finally gave up the ghost. So they have this beautiful little project with needles attached to the front, sort of honoring those needles for their service. So those are a few of my tips on how to know when it's time to get a new needle and how to safely dispose of the old one. Meantime, I will keep working on my technique of needleless stitching, but I wouldn't hold my breath if I were you. That is all I have for you this week. I do want to thank you so much for watching. For Caterpillar Cross Stitch, my name is Ford, and I will see you next week.